Welcome back again. So we are looking at another methods in feature selection for feature engineering. So last class we looked at a wrapper method, which was an improvement over the filter method. But this time around, we want to look at embedded method, which is also an improvement over the wrapper method. So the embedded method actually performs feature selection as part of the model training process. All right, so we are going to look at the implementation using the same data set we have used before. All right, so we are going to load our data set here, which the same thing we have done before. So now we just added some more libraries here. We have a lasso, ridge, and elastic net. We have a random forest regressor added here. That's the only thing we added. Now we run as usual. This the same thing we had before on data set. So I don't need to explain that. I've done that before. All right. So let us look at the first method called lasso regression, L1 regularization. So we want to look at it now. In this case, now we are trying to use our coefficient and selected features. So we run it. We pass it our data set here to the list. We print our selected features and we look at the coefficient as well and plot our figure. So here we have the lasso selected features. These are selected features now. S6, BMI, BP, S1, S3, S5, S6. Okay, you can see these are this automatic selection actually using lasso selection. So you can see how they are ranked here by the coefficients. This highest one, BMI, followed by S5, followed by BP, followed by S6, followed by so all these ones they are negative. They are not really counting much. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are okay here. So but it's a pick from the few ones here actually. Okay, so but we may not need to pick all of them. We need to eliminate them. But most importantly, we have basically 4 important features picking for us here. Okay, so we can remove some here if you want. All right, so this is the last regression. This is the coefficient here. You can see here positive and negative part once. You can see. So, but the fact that it's negative doesn't mean that it's bad. All right, so that don't make a mistake. Sometimes we can say that because it's negative, that means it's very bad. No, even though it's negative, the coefficient is very high, but negatively, so it doesn't mean that it's bad. You can have a negative number, which is good. For example, 6 is okay here, negative, but very high. Okay, together with S3, so which is choosing here, so very high. So don't say because it's negative, that means it's you have to discard it. No, it's very, but you can see the age, you can see the S2 and S4, which is purely zero values. Okay, zero values, even though they are both negative and positive, but zero values. So those ones can completely be discarded. All right. So taking note of that, when it comes to lasso regression, negative value and positive value are all encompassing. They are part of the feature. So it uses absolute value penalty, which is L1 norm, that derives some coefficient to exactly 0 and efficiently performs feature selection during model training. And the alpha parameter control strength of regularization. We have the higher alpha we have, the fewer features. So as the alpha goes up, the features reduces. So that's what we have here. So okay, right? So you can see our code here. All right. So that is exactly what we're talking about today. Let's look at the second type here. We have elastic net L1 plus L2 regularization. That's called elastic net. So we are trying to combine two things together now, L1 plus L2 regularization. That's what we call elastic net. Okay, so we also have the coefficient here selected as well. And see, so in this case now, this automatically selects this range of features 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are selected features, but it gives us also the coefficient rank as well. In case we want to eliminate some of them, we have 57, yeah, this one 55, and so on down to age. So we can see pick the age and can decide to eliminate the rest of them. Okay, you can still pick S3 as well, then eliminate 6 and S2. So we need to check the consistency across all features. Yes, it's very important. So this combines L1 and L2 regression together, and it's useful when there are many correlated features. Okay, so you must know their advantage now between the two of them. This one is good when you have many correlated features, and your L1 ratio parameter controls L1 to L2 mixed and 1.0, which is pure lasso. Okay, so in this case, we can change the parameters also as well in our functions here. Okay, so it's a mix of L1 and L2. Right, so if we go to the third one, random forest feature for importance, we can see that we also have our random forest regressor imported here, and then we pass our data into this. We look at feature importance at this point, okay, using random forest feature importance, and then we see our plot our feature importance. You can see here, it's our random forest feature importance from here, S5, BI, BP. I think I've used this one before, if you remember. Okay, so then you can see importance here, from S5, 0.3, 0.27, 0.08, and so on down to 0.05. So these are good features. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, giving us 5. So you can see those who are consistent. This random forest provides intrinsic feature importance scores. It's based on how much each feature decreases in purity. Okay, and it captures nonlinear relationship as well and interactions. So you can see the difference of the previous method. So in compare performance here now, we are looking at our R square here. We perform the compare. So for all features we have 0.48. For lasso we have 0.48, and then we have for elasticness we have 0.482. Then random forest we have 0.45. So all the highest so far is called 0.485, which is lasso selected here. So you can look into it and choose the best one you have. So in performance, we have embedded method are computationally efficient. They perform feature selection as part of the model training and often yield better results than the filter methods. Provide automatic features ranking. Typical selected features include, which we selected just now, we have a BMI, S5, BP, S6, sometimes we pick some of them here, so not all of them. So the performance is comparable or better than using all features with the advantage of a simpler model. So when we use a simpler model, you can just select only the feature we want or we needed that are consistent across the three methods. So advantage over other methods is that it's more computationally efficient than wrapper methods. It considers feature interaction like wrapper methods as well, and a built-into model training process can handle both linear and non-linear relationships. I don't know, maybe you can put in the comment section the method you prefer from the three so far, whether you prefer embedded method, whether you prefer wrapper method, whether you prefer filter method. Based on your data, you can plug your data and test your data and see how it goes. Then know which one is more consistent from the three methods so far, and you can put in the comment section to help other who need to use to plug in their data as well to know the difference, which one is better for them as well. So I will see us in the next class. Thank you so much for listening, and I want to hear possibly a response from you regarding this method. Let us know which one is better for you and which one is more consistent with your data set, and you can put in the comment section. And thank you so much. I will see you in the next class. Bye for now.